is already here and ready to go. We are live, so we'll give everybody a few seconds to get their notifications and get on with us. Tonight, we're going to check out some more signs. Bought a bunch of signs at the Springfield Swap Meet. Jim's here, and plus I picked up a few other signs along the way, and we haven't checked any of those out yet. So we got a few of them set out tonight, and then maybe next week we'll get to some more of them. We'll see how things go. But like I said, I've been picking up some pretty cool stuff, so we definitely wanted to share them with you, see what you guys think of them, and most of these are going to be for my collection, but there's a few of them that may end up on some raffles or some Sunday night auctions, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, I got a few of them laid out here behind me. Got some of the smaller stuff laid out tonight. I've got some bigger ones we haven't looked at, some of the stuff from Springfield Swap Meet, a bigger Texaco, a Skelly. Plus, I got another sign last week that I didn't have at all. It's kind of rough. One side's definitely readable. The other side's pretty rough. A lot of chips, one crack in it. Peter's on from Oz. And but it's a pretty cool sign. It's a pretty rare sign. It's a local sign. Bill Wagaman's here. I got an El Rico sign that we're going to be checking out here too in the very near future. So Lee from New York's here. Great crowd jumping on as always. Still amazes me you guys come back and hang out, but you do, and I'm glad you do, and we have a lot of fun. So Alan from Arizona, Brian Dispatch is on. So anyway, let's get to checking some of this stuff out. So I've got some of it laid out here behind me. But I think we'll just pick them up, take a look at them as we go. John's on with us, so you can kind of get a good look at them as opposed to just scatter back here across the table. We'll start off with a smaller one that's kind of a basic sign, but it's still a pretty cool sign. This is a Delco battery rack sign. These are painted tin. You can find these. Of course, any of these old signs are getting tough to find, but this is in pretty good condition. It is a heavy metal. Randy's here. Bill Wagaman, light through the garage window is a bad reflection on the camera. Okay, let me see if I can readjust that down just a hair. See if that's any better, and I'll step back a little bit. Kenny, Doug, Dennis, everybody's here. So let me know if that's better. We got hopefully a little bit of that glare out of the way. That's right, Brian Dispatch. I think these are 60s. Like I said, they are painted metal, so finding one that, this thing's is probably 50-some years old, still in pretty good shape. These are a great sign because they're obviously Delco. They're not huge. You can hang them about anywhere. 15 3/4 by 7 3/4. So it's not a huge sign. They're a great display sign. They are single-sided because, like I said, they were meant to bolt onto the side of a battery rack, one on each side. So not a huge sign, but a great little sign with good colors and a very good display piece, especially for a Delco fan. So those are neat little signs. Next thing we're going to check out, Kenny's already digging the signs. We've only done the first one, Kenny. Bill says that's better. Perfect. Glad it worked. Royal Crown thermometer. These are always great. This one's got a little bit of wear to it, a little bit of some thin paint, but all the letters are good. Got the cool arrow on it. Best by Taste Test, a product of Knee High Corporation. Donosco looks like 5 of 52 or 5 of 62. I'm not sure on the date on that one. Tweedly D's here. On the back, just a basic gray. Still has the piece of wood, the strip of wood that holds the thermometer in. Not Tweedly Dee, we're just getting started. We're only on the second sign. But like I said, this has, the weathering and stuff and the thin paint gives it character, but all the lettering looks great. Drink Royal Crown Cola, U.S. patent. Everything looks very clear on the thermometer, all the numbers. So, pretty cool piece. This piece is 25.5 by 9.5. Wicked Fishing digs it. Kenny's, yep, RC Cola and a moon pie, yep. So, a little over 2 feet tall on the Royal Crown thermometer. The next piece I'm going to show you, this one's definitely pretty rough, but it's really cool. I actually picked this up for my sister because she likes farm signs. This thing is hammered but it's an old school porcelain Oliver farm implement sign. Norm says hit the like button. Appreciate that. Like I said, this thing's pretty tough, but you can still make out the Oliver farm implements on it. You can see the globe over here from the Oliver Farm Implement Company. So like I said, this one's a little rough, but there again, it's still an old porcelain sign that you can still make out, still has good graphics on it. It's definitely got some meat to it because it's old school steel and porcelain. Let me give you an idea how big this thing is so you guys can, comprehend what we're looking at here. This is 4 foot. 4 foot in length and about 13.5 high. Jim digs Olivers. So like I said, this was a little tough, but she likes implement signs. She didn't have one of these, so I sent her a picture up from the Springfield swap meet and said, hey, you want this? She said, yeah, grab it. So I picked it up for her, so it's still laying in my shop. You guys dig signs. I know some of you guys like ag stuff as well. We just will share it, talk about it, kick it around, and let's see what everybody thinks of it. So like I said, even though it's a little bit on the rougher scale, it's still a cool piece. So. Now, the next couple signs we're going to talk about, that's right, it is American Iron. We're going to give you a little bit of a lesson in pump plates. Now, some of the more common gas pump plates are Texaco. I mean, most of you have seen them. You're fairly familiar with the Fire Chief, Sky Chief. They were everywhere. They were pretty common. You see them fairly regularly. There's one right over there on that Sky Chief, where the Sky Chief globe's at. That's got a Sky Chief pump plate on it. So you see the Diesel Chief above it. So a lot of people are, somewhat familiar with the Texaco pump plates. Now the Sky Chief and the Fire Chief, and possibly some of the other ones, but I know the Sky Chief and the Fire Chief, which a lot of us have seen at swap meets, a lot of us see at auctions. How many of you knew there were 2 different ones? 2 different sizes on the Fire Chief and Sky Chief pump plates. A lot of people don't realize that. It's something kind of different. Brandon's on with us. And I came up with a small Fire Chief here not too long ago. I didn't get it at Springfield. I actually got it at the Maple Brothers auction. Shopcat's here. The Maple Brothers auction in Kansas City. They had it listed. It was on the flyer, but I didn't realize it until we got there, which is, the way you can kind of sneak in on some of these smaller ones. The smaller ones are actually more rare and more valuable than the bigger ones because there's not as many of them out there. I had a small Sky Chief and a regular size Sky Chief. Had Fire Chief, but did not have a small Fire Chief. So the fact they had this one at the Maple Brothers auction in Kansas City where we got the pea picker, I was pretty excited about that. So we actually got the pea picker on one day and then actually managed to score the small Fire Chief porcelain pump plate that we didn't have in our collection. So anyway, let's grab and check them out. Because I actually got a regular Fire Chief at Springfield the next week. So here's the one that I got at Maple Brothers. This is the smaller version of the Fire Chief. This is dated 1960. Shopcat digs the pea picker. It's right there. Maybe we'll get it out and spin it around a little bit. But this is dated 1960 on this Fire Chief Texaco pump plate. This pump plate is just under 15 by 10. Okay, so it's almost 15 inches tall, 10 inches wide. Looks just like a normal Fire Chief Sky Texaco pump plate. However, there is a difference. Here's the one I got in Springfield. Looks pretty much identical until you put them side by side. Small one and a big one. This one is dated 61 on the larger one. So, by comparison, our smaller one is about 14 7/8, almost 15. Our big one is almost 18. So 3 inches taller and about 2 inches wider. Brian Dispatch, my wife said she wishes our grass would grow as green as your yard. Our yard's all treed, no sun. Yeah. I just hope I can keep the big stuff under control at the yard. So those big tall weeds suck because they don't go anywhere. Now that with Jeff doing the aerial spraying, that helped tremendously on keeping that big tall stuff down. I'm hoping that that continues. We do that once or twice a year, keep that big stuff down, get that grass coming up. And, you know, when the wintertime comes in, that grass will just lay back down. So some of that grass is getting, you know, almost knee high. But like I said, it's not 6 feet high at this point in the year. So that's something kind of interesting to watch for. If you guys are into this stuff and you like these old signs, pump plates, you know, can usually be bought for $200 to $400. So you don't, vinegar and salt will kill the weeds. Yeah, but I got 20 acres of them. So you can see the difference here when we hold them side by side. But that's something to keep an eye out for. No Easy Riders tonight, Sam. You know, the smaller one is actually more rare. These are fairly common. You see these at a lot of auctions and things like that. They're great. They are a great piece. Anthony's here with us. Obviously, you want to watch for fake stuff. The date on the small one, Kenny, was 3/10 of 60. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And the other one was 61. On the back, they're both plain. Both just plain white porcelain on the back of both of these. But they're meant to mount flat on the front of a gas pump. So there didn't need to be anything on the back. But something that's just a very interesting tidbit for as somewhat common as these are, which, you know, if any original 50, 60, 70-year-old porcelain sign is common anymore, these, you know, pump plates are the most common. Jim just started driving in 61. But the smaller ones are definitely a harder version to come by. So, yeah, they are a year apart. That is cool. So, like I said, I have the larger Sky Chief. I have the smaller Sky Chief. I had the Fire Chief. I did not have the smaller Fire Chief. Throw something's on with us. So, kind of interesting. And like I said, something to kind of watch out for. If you guys are ever out at a swap meet or an auction looking around, yeah, free mission. You show up with a weed eater and gas can. Yeah, I can keep you busy. We got 20 acres to trim up. But that's something different that a lot of people don't realize is there are two of them, two different sizes, both Fire Chief and Sky Chief, and possibly some of the other Texaco pump plates as well. Eloy's here. So there was an interesting little tidbit of information that I thought you guys might enjoy as we were checking out some of these smaller signs that I picked up mostly at Springfield Swap Meet, but like I said, this came from Maple Brothers. And then I've got some bigger signs to do, and there again, most of those came from Springfield, but one of them did not. But anyway, there it is, a little bit of a history lesson in the Texaco pump plates, and something to kind of keep your eyes peeled for. The other nice thing about it is with the smaller pump plates, and I know it doesn't seem like a huge difference, when you put this on a wall in like a bathroom or behind your bar or a man cave, it's okay, but it's almost too much. This will, you know, a lot of your smaller spaces, David W. is here, a lot of your smaller spaces, bars, man caves, bathrooms, you know, smaller shops, things like that, especially if you're tight on room, that's, you know, this is something that's kind of, you know, cool to watch out for. Exact same thing, just a hair smaller version of it. So there again, something a lot of people aren't aware of. I didn't know that when we first started buying signs, but, you know, we paid attention, and actually that's how I got both of my smaller signs. The smaller Sky Chief I actually got at a Mecum auction, but that's because we were physically standing there looking at it and realized it was a smaller version. Same thing happened to Maple Brothers. I was physically standing there, I was like, holy crap, that's the small one. We don't have the small one. So I managed to get it bought too. So now I have both of the small versions of the Fire Chief and the Sky Chief to go with my Sky Chief and Fire Chief regular sizes. So that's what we've got for tonight. Like I said, got more signs coming up, got more oil cans coming up. Obviously, I picked up a lot of oil cans that we've been doing on Sunday night, but I also got some oil cans for our personal collection as well that we haven't shared with you. So anyway, that's kind of what I got for tonight. I'll keep an eye out for questions, comments here, and for the next minute or so as we get ready to wrap up. What else is coming up this week? 62 Impalas. I didn't dig all the parts out of the car because there's a lot of parts. But I did kind of give you an overview. Old glass gas pumps. If you're talking about like the upright pumps with the glass cylinders, there's two of them. There's that one has a cylinder. It's not on it. There's another one over there that has the cylinder on it. Actually, there's two of them over there that have cylinders on them. So there's 3 visibles right back there, right behind me right now. Ryan Name says, don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate that. And then globes. I do have several globes as well. Norma digs the signs tonight. But most of my globes aren't even out, actually. Those globes on those pumps, I believe, are reproductions. Those pumps came from their original pumps, but I think the globes are new. Peter Les says, great score on the sign. See you next week. I've got a lot of original globes, but most of them are still boxed up. I need to just take some time out and make sure I got a solid mount on some of these pumps to get them on there. So anyway, what's in the crate behind me? That actually is a neon sign for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. If you're coming out to the F&E Collector Auto Auction on Saturday, October 1st, that big, huge light-up 57 Chevy nose. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. We're not going to sell it. It's going to the auction. I'm taking it out there. Got to leave it in the crate, take it out there. We're going to hang it up. We're going to turn it on. We're going to light it up. It's going to be beautiful. But we're not going to sell it. It's cool. You see the nose of the 57 Chevy with all the neon on it? The thing is huge. Five feet wide, 2.5 feet tall, okay? And you can't buy it. We're not going to sell it because we're going to give it away. At the end of the day, we're giving that away to one of our lucky auction attendees at the F&E Collector Auto Auction on Saturday, October 1st. Speaking of which, I listed cars half the day today. My partner listed cars the other half of the day today. What do we list today? A chopped 57 Dodge pickup, which is kind of a cool little custom. 72 Buick Riviera, boat tail. Any square body Chevy fans on here? Anybody like square body Chevy pickups? Listed one of those today. 87, fuel injected, short bed, fleet side, 4-wheel drive, red on red. Beautiful pickup. New tires, interior looks great, fuel injected, 87, 4-wheel drive, short bed Chevy. So we'll have that up soon. Had some more cars go up on today, actually. Yeah, nobody likes square bodies anymore, that's right. Had a little MG listed today, had another Camaro listed today that they got up on the website. So there are things happening. Things are happening quick. So Eloy, I live in Oregon, and the fires are very bad out there. So yeah, I've seen you guys been posting about some smoke, so there's some fires and some wildfires going somewhere. But not only are we giving that away, we give away door prizes throughout the day. Neon clocks, neon signs. We're going to give away 5, 6, 7 pieces. Yes, that was 87 was the last year of the square body in pickup. So Suburban and Blazer, I think, went to like 90 or something like that. But pickup, yeah, last year was 87. So we're giving that away. That's the main grand prize. At the end of the day, after the last car, we're going to draw a raffle ticket. And if that raffle ticket is in your hand, you're taking that home. Throughout the day, 1 ton went up to, okay, 1 ton and Suburban went up to 91, Ryan and Amy says so. Okay. Tweety says, so I saw a Kia on fire today. That was probably pretty entertaining. So anyway, we've got a lot of cool stuff. And that's what makes it fun. We got probably one of the best barbecue vendors around here. You can't beat the food. The beer garden, and like I said, we do door prizes throughout the day. We just take the 5, 6, 7 pieces, whatever we got, and we just split them up in about every 10, 15, 20 cars whenever we've got a break. We just yank your raffle ticket out. If that raffle ticket's in your hand, you win that prize. And that's the big kahuna. After we sell the last car, at the end of the day, we're giving that away. But that's what makes it fun, and that's why we try to make it fun. So if you haven't checked that out, FEClassicCarAuction.com, be sure to check that out. If you're not on the YouTube channel, F&E Collector Auto Auction YouTube channel, I have almost 10 cars that I'm ready to pop videos on. Kenny Digs the Signs, appreciate you being here. Oh, Kenny, I was going to tell you too, the t-shirt that you won in the raffle was the Labatt's t-shirt. That's which one that was, and it is an extra large. That was the Labatt t-shirt that we drew for. Old School's late again. Yeah, we're just about ready to wrap up. So I forgot to tell you that, Kenny. I kind of got mixed up when you asked about that the other night. But like I said, get on over, check out the F&E Collector Auto Auction YouTube channel. I've got, like I said, 8 or 10 videos that are uploaded, but I haven't put the description with them to make them public yet. The 1,794 mile 88 Mustang GT convertible video is done. Bill says, love the signs, glad you made it. 88 IROC, 59 Impala video, the 79 300, the 87 square body, the Chop 57 Dodge, the 72 Riviera, 68 Firebird 400 convertible. All those videos are done, and I just got to get descriptions on them and get them up. So perfect. Thanks, Kenny. Just want to let you know that. So anyway, that's what we've got going on. Check out that channel. Be sure to subscribe to that. Check out the cool cars we've got going. Love to have some of you out here on Saturday, October 1st for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. Opening up Friday night for a preview show on September 30th. So, got any questions? You want to throw a car in? You want to just come, hang out, let me know. The Best Western here has a block of rooms for the auction at a special rate. So, you can call them or call me and I can get you the information of what you need to do if you want to get a room if you're planning on coming out. So, want to talk about gas pumps? Yeah, we sure can. How's Dad's leg? They keep telling him it's healing, but it's still been giving him fits. It still hurts. He's still on crutches. Yeah, we've done some gas pumps in the past. And probably for as difficult as gas pumps are to move, what I should probably do is if you guys want to see some gas pumps, I've got still probably 2 or 3 episodes of new stuff you guys haven't even seen and haven't even started working into some of the old stuff. But what we can do is, like all those pumps right over there, you know, we can just set up over there some night and talk about half there and then go the next 3 the next week, something like that. But because I don't like moving gas pumps. Gas pumps suck to move. If they're gutted, they're okay, but I don't think any of those are actually gutted. The name of the auction, F&E Collector Auto Auction. Frank Edward. And it stands for, my partner's name is Chris Froschner. So the F and then me, Chad Ehrlich, the E, F&E Collector Auto Auction. Website, feclassiccarauction.com. So, and if you can't be here and you see something you dig, jump on Proxy Bid. You can bid on Proxy Bid. We've got online bidding available through Proxy Bid. So we'd love to have some of you out here. It's a lot of fun. Some of you guys do come out. Rico and Jess come out every year. Nate usually comes up. Kenny says do some gas pumps too. So we'll try to start working some of those in. I got more gas pumps over there. Gas pumps over there. Gas pumps in the other building. Gas pumps at the yard. So, yeah, I got a gas pump problem too, which I'm sure surprises absolutely no one that is watching right now. So, anyway, Randy, talk about gas pumps could almost be a show on its own. Yeah, I think I've got close to 30 total. So, but anyway, that's what I've got for you tonight. We'll wrap up real quick. We'll show you everything one more time real quick. The Delco battery rack sign, cute little sign, nice size, good display piece. Painted tin, but still in good shape. Jason made it. Peter, great problem to have. Between these, it's an 8-hour drive for him. Everybody digs it that it's not. Everybody says it's a good problem to have. The Royal Crown thermometer. What does Delco stand for? I don't even remember. The 4-foot, kind of rough, but still uber cool Oliver Farm Implement sign. Like I said, I picked this one up for my sister, so this isn't going into my collection. This is going into hers. It's tough, but it's still Oliver. Still looks good. You can still read out the Oliver Farm Implements on it, and that's what's important. And then our little history lesson, the small versus the large Texaco pump plates. Something to kind of keep your eyes open for. There are 2 different versions of a lot of these Texaco pump plates. And both of the small ones I've got, the Fire Chief and the Sky Chief, I've lucked into because I bought them both at auctions and bought them both fairly right. But it is, you just don't realize that they're standing there in front of them that, holy crap, it's the small one. So I know Sky Chief's available. I know Fire Chief's available and possibly some of the other ones. How can you tell if they're repo? For me, for the most part, it's just I've been around them enough that I usually can guess right. I can tell a lot by the backs. You can tell when the backs actually have age to them. This is dirt, that's on there. Yeah, this is rust from being on a pump for years. Things like that is what I look for. These have scuffs and chips And like this small one has a chip right in the middle of the gasoline. The guys that fake chip this stuff, they don't chip it right in the middle of the gasoline. I actually did a whole episode on this very, very, very early in the channel on how I look for fake signs. If you haven't caught that, I think it's called Porcelain Sign Trader Tips. Might want to check that out. But this is the stuff I look for. The guys that fake chip stuff, they'll whammo it down here in the white. You know, they'll whammo it up in here. You know, they don't whammo the important stuff. So when you see something with a chip right out of something important, there's a good sign right off the bat that's got a good shot at being real. Not a guarantee, because you know most people are starting to figure out that that's what people look for. So they'll whammo them where it counts, just because a lot of these guys don't care. They're trying to make a buck. I'm looking for actual aging. That's one nice thing about a pump plate. A pump plate was made, and probably, unless it was new old stock, it was bolted to the front of a gas pump, which means it will be chipped on the corners and around the holes. They're going to be. They were bolted to a gas pump. And then I look for this aging, actual true aging and dirt on the backside from, like I said, being bolted to a gas pump. Now, something else that can be a telltale sign, but I guarantee you somebody's probably thinking about faking these too. Around the bolt hole should be rusted. That is correct, Tweedly D. However, those guys are now coming up with, these are pretty thin too, though. That's the thing. They're coming up with ways to rust them. They'll go out, smack them with a hammer, and they're coming up with different chemical compounds using vinegar and other types of chemicals to accelerate the rust situation on the reproduction signs. Now, this sign here, there's something else that I kind of watch for, especially on a pump plate. We look at the back of this pump plate. You see all this red? See this red around the edges? Red down here. You know what that's from? They needed to repaint the gas pump. Gas pump was faded, chipping. They needed to repaint it. And that's right, Peter. So you can look for some pitting in the metal too. So when this pump plate was on a gas pump, they had to repaint the pump. Here's the top of the pump, fire chief. Look at the back. It's got runs on it because they were slopping paint up here and it was going down. Now, obviously, we don't have runs on the bottom. Zach's here. We just talked about that 57 Chevy Neon, Zach. You can't buy it, but we're giving it away. We're giving it away Saturday, October 1st at the F&E Collector Auto Auction. After the last car, we're drawing it for a raffle. We're drawing a raffle ticket. Whoever's ticket we draw is taking that 57 Chevy nose home. So that's the type of stuff that I watch for. Am I always right? No. But those are some of the tips. Like I said, that video we did on Porcelain Sign Trader Tips, super, super early in the channel. One of the first videos we did. Probably terrible. I mean, not that I'm much better now, but probably a terrible video. So, but go back and check it out because that's kind of some of the stuff that I look for. And I don't think, there's a couple signs that I kind of question as to whether I bought a repop or not. I'm still fairly comfortable with my decisions on them, but that's why I don't buy signs on the internet. I don't. Because for one thing, Twilly D did see that video. Part of the fun of finding signs is finding signs. Swap meets, auctions, you know, wherever you come up with them, old buildings. Finding them yourself is what is cool and what makes it fun to me. You know, my daughter and I have bought almost all these signs together. That's what makes it fun for me. Zach, how do you enter for the raffle? You got to be at the auction. You got to be at the auction on Saturday, October 1st. Ivy Gold says, good info, check the video out. Yep. So that's kind of what I watch for. Just various things like that. Actual aging. And, you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, but looking for the actual dirt. And even, you got to look for the fine details. Like down here around this ring, if you guys can see it. That's right, Dennis, part of the fun is the hunt. See the dirt circle around the grommet on that? That is natural aging. And that's the type of stuff you look for. You got to look for those small, minute details of real aging. And then obviously like this rust. John, it's fun to find with swap meet, but nothing feels better than finding one in the wild. That's absolutely true. I don't know if you guys saw the video where I was digging through my buddy's building and I got that 7-Up and that Quaker State, the small Quaker State tombstone. So if you guys missed that, that was just 6 months ago or so. He's like, go up there and look. Check it out. He goes, there was some stuff in here. I said, I think it's all cleaned out, but go look. I went up there and I dug and I dug and I dug. I found 2 signs. So I was pretty jacked about it. But that's what, that's the stuff I look for. Am I an expert? No. I've been doing it for a really long time. That helps me out tremendously. But that's how I do it. But those are some of the little things that I watch for. And like a lot of you guys keep saying, those fakers are getting good at it. They don't care. They're out there to make a buck, and that's all they care about, which, is been terrible for the hobby, because a lot of guys, especially a lot of new guys, they get burned quick and easy, and sometimes for big bucks, and then it kind of takes the wind out of their sails. And that's what's taking a lot of the fun out of it. But there again, for me, the fun is finding them yourself, swap meets, auctions, old buildings, digging them out, that's things like that. That's what's cool to me. And that's why I like to do it that way. I don't really clicking a button to find something for me, for my collection, isn't that much fun. People selling fakes need to be called out online, and a lot of them are. There's some good Facebook pages. Porcelain Sign Trader is a real good one, where they will call a lot of those people out and things like that. So, but there again, a lot of the fun is doing it yourself. The pea picker, I wouldn't want to get online and order one. We went to the auction. My daughter and I went to the auction. We looked at it. We bid on it. We talked about it. We talked about it while the bidding was going on. Boom, they dropped the hammer. We got a pea picker. It's the experience. It's the fun. And adding super cool stuff to your collection. That's right, old school. There are faked oil cans as well now, too. Because some of those oil cans have gotten extremely valuable. So, something else you got to watch out for. But those are the few things that I personally look for. So I hope somebody, some of you guys, pick something up from some of that. Maybe it'll save you from getting burned on something down the road. But I like to hold them, touch them, feel them, put them in my hands, flip them over, flip them around, look at the edges, look at the front, look at the back. One thing you really, really, really need to watch for is font. There are a lot of discrepancies on font. So that's something else to be careful about, is watch for the font. And you got to watch for the details in the font on a lot of these signs. And a lot of the really rare signs that they reproduce, they're so hard to find originals that some of those are getting kind of tough to find. So you got to do some Googling, some studying, and really, really look at the letters to make sure they are right. A lot of the Ford signs that they reproduce, if you look at, like this Ford here, that's right, thin line versus thick line. The F on the Ford obviously has the big swoop and everything on the F. That's something to really watch for on a Ford sign, is the Fs. I've seen a lot of questionable Fs on a lot of the Ford reproduction signs. But that's just, it's practice, it's Googling, it's research, it's doing your homework. And for me, if something is questionable, I will pretty much walk away from it. If I have any doubt in my mind, and typically my first reaction is typically the correct one. From time to time, I will find myself second guessing, but for the most part, I go with my gut, and usually I'm right. I've probably passed up on a few original signs over the years because of that, but so be it. I would rather do that than get burned. But for the most part, that's kind of how I try to do it, and kind of how I try to look at it. So hope you guys got something out of it. Hope it was productive from you. Hope you guys liked the signs and enjoyed hanging out and checking them out. So what else coming up? The video on the 62 Impalas is shot. What else do I have shot? Oh, 50 Pontiac Fastback we got from a good friend Steve. He brought up. Call you up and send me pictures. I can help you out a little bit, but I get pretty busy from time to time. And, still, I might be able to tell you, but I still might not. That's why I always like having them in my hands. But, yeah, if I can help some of you guys out, just let me know. But I'm not an expert. I just know what I've learned by doing it for years and building up to probably somewhere between 200 and 300 signs, I'm guessing, that we've got. I'd say comfortably 200 to 300 signs in the collection right now. But so we've got a decent amount, but it's fun and we enjoy it. So anyway, hope you guys liked it as well. Like I said, 50 Pontiac video coming up, 62 Impala video coming up. And definitely check out the F&E Collector Auto Auction channel. Check out the website, feclassiccarauction.com. Lots of cool stuff happening over there. I'm going to start popping some of those videos up tonight on that channel. So be sure to check it out. So Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Hanging in an old barn should be good. Yep, that's if find it hanging in an old barn, it's about to fall down. It's probably been there for a while, so. But I don't know, some of these guys, I wouldn't put them past me, go out and hang them in a barn either, so. And tell them, oh, there might be something out there if you want to go look, but. Anyway, that's what I've got. Appreciate you guys being here. Those other videos are coming up later this week, and then Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Sunday night live chat. Hope to have a bunch of you back for that. As always, we have a blast on there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the rest of the videos coming up. Check out the F&E Collector Auto Auction channel, and definitely check out that website as new cars go up almost daily right now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will hope to see you back here live, 7 o'clock Sunday night for Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you Sunday.